An ABC News exclusive, the most talked about woman in America, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, on her decision to run for president or stay in private life. Tomorrow, her new book, Hard Choices, will be in stores. But first up tonight, she talks about an issue that could play a decisive role in any future campaign for president, Benghazi, raising questions about leadership and what she thinks she could have done or should have done before her friend, Ambassador Chris Stevens, and 3 other Americans lost their lives. Is there anything you personally should have been doing to make it safer in Benghazi?
Well, what I did was give very direct instructions that the people who have the expertise and experience in security apply it. Well, that is personal, though, Diane. I'm not equipped to sit and look at blueprints to determine where the blast walls need to be or where the reinforcements need to be. That's why we hire people who have that expertise.
I wonder if people are looking for a sentence that begins from you. I should have. We saw your face on that tarmac. Something that said, I should have done this differently. I would give anything on the earth to personally if I could have done this differently.
Well, I certainly would give anything on earth if this had not happened. And I certainly would wish that we had made some of the changes that came to our attention to make as a result of the investigation. But I also am clear in my own mind that we had a system, and that system, of course, ended with me. But I take responsibility, but I was not making security decisions.
After 2 years and all those hearings, all those documents, Republicans in the House have now announced yet another investigation of Benghazi and Clinton to begin later this year. Is that another reason not to run?
No, actually.
Just too much?
Actually, it's more of a reason to run, because I do not believe our great country should be playing minor league ball. We ought to be in the majors. And I view this as really, apart from even a diversion from the hard work that the Congress should be doing about the problems facing our country and the world.
When are you going to decide whether you're running for president?
You know, I'm going to decide when it feels right for me to decide, because...
Still by the end of this year?
Well, you know, certainly not before then. I just want to kind of get through this year, travel around the country, help in the midterm elections in the fall, and then take a deep breath and kind of go through my pluses and minuses about what I will and will not be thinking about as I make the decision.
But probably not announced until next year?
I'm not positive about that, but that's probably likely.
And as we sat together, so many other topics, including an old story that has resurfaced, an essay in a magazine by Monica Lewinsky. We will talk about that tonight. I also ask what lesson she would give from this vantage point to a younger generation.
Do what is necessary to be resilient. You know, life is filled with disappointments. And, you know, I've had a blessed life. I mean, I've had disappointments and setbacks and all the rest of it, and it's all played out in public and for the second half of my life. But everybody does. I respect anyone who, when they're knocked down, gets back up. I mean, it's really about just that. And I learned that from my mother, who had a really horrible childhood and was so mistreated and neglected and abused and could have become a whiner, a quitter on life. And she didn't. She kept coming back. And she told me, she said, you know, you can be knocked down 8 times, 10 times, 100 times. What matters is whether you get back up. And as we said, Hard Choices is in stores tomorrow. And tonight, our full interview, Hillary Clinton, public and private, no questions off limits. Her marriage, Monica Lewinsky's life, what she did and did not accomplish as Secretary of State, and what happened with her one-time rival, Barack Obama. Watch tonight at 9 Eastern. Hope you will be joining us.